I think, if I remember correctly, the last time that you and I were on this range, we were buttoning up the piece on the sound suppressor, that Napa fuel filter sound suppressor. It was a lot of fun. That's officially put to bed. But during that video, we were talking about not just the impact area here, but what goes on behind it. Truth be known, this is my shopping center, and the vegetable department is up this way. The meat department is that way. We've got some white-tailed deer that typically hang around in that area. I've been up and down the aisle several days, but they're a lot smarter than I am. That won't come as a surprise to many of you, but they're smarter than I am. I usually, bump into a stupid one at this point, though, but I didn't this year. And rifle season is all over. So, what am I going to do? I went and got a tag that gets me another, a short extended period for muzzle loading hunting, but I'm not ready to stop hunting with my AR yet. This is what I want to hunt with. So lo and behold, this is exactly what I'm going to hunt with, even during muzzle loading season, because this, contrary to how it looks and the visceral reaction it causes to people that are not gun people, this is a muzzle loader. Stick around. I think you're going to like this. Like I said at the beginning, my purpose for being here today is to be grocery shopping, not shooting video, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here. It's perfect weather, it's nice and quiet. I don't know if you can see it on video, but it's snowing just a little bit. I hope it actually picks up, so I've got some tracking snow to work with later on. Maybe I can find out where they've been hiding. But I thought I'd introduce you anyway to the Trident Armory Tactical Smoke Pole. Now, this isn't going to come as any surprise to many of you. This is another upper receiver. You replace your upper on your AR, your black rifle, with this upper, and now you have an inline muzzle loader as well. It's made by Trident Armory here in the state of Maine, which is really exciting for me, and it's a really cool piece. It's a 50 caliber, so we certainly don't have any projectile envy going on there. The 50 calibers are quite sufficient, and I've hunted with a lot of them in the past. None of them have looked like this. Most of them have been CBAs and traditions and whatnot, but knowing that I enjoy the black rifle platform as much as I do, they called a few months ago and said, if the opportunity arises, why don't you take this hunting with you? And lo and behold, that's exactly what's going to happen today. Now, this gun has some really cool features on it, like the dust cover covering up the area where the primer goes and kind of sealing it up from the weather, which any of you that muzzle load know is awesome, to not have to worry about that cap getting wet and maybe ruining an opportunity that you don't want to have to redo, or you may not have the opportunity to redo. You'll notice this one has an optic on it. It has a Nikon scope. Optics with me and muzzle loaders has been problematic in the past because a lot of the cleaning functions involve, at least the way I do it and the way I was taught, with the hot water. And hot water and optics don't get along well, but on this particular piece, all we've got to do is take off the handguard, and we basically have a quick change barrel. So we've got a stainless barrel that we can remove from the system, clean it any way we want. I mean, we can throw the whole barrel in a tub of water. It's not going to impact the optics at all. Put it back on, it returns to zero, and we're good to go again. That's kind of exciting. Other than the obvious, I mean, I like the AR15s. I like the black rifles. I'm comfortable with them. I know where the controls are. I shoot them a lot, and I don't have to change anything up from one season to another. So if I'm using, a traditional centerfire AR for deer season, and it's time to transition to muzzle loading, there's really not very much transition at all. So I'm going to zero it. I have a pretty good idea where it is, but I'm thinking of changing my loads up just a little bit. I don't want to take any chances in the field. So stick around if you like. Join me for a few rounds. It's really a hoot to see this thing shoot, the cloud of smoke that comes out of it. Muzzle loading is pretty fun anyway, and I know it's a big departure from what we do here, but man, everything that's got a trigger I really enjoy, and muzzle loading isn't any exception to that. So how awesome is that? Big departure from a typical black rifle platform gun. Is it a lot of fun, and it's so nice being familiar. Something that I like about it is when we're looking for points of impact downrange, we don't have to look for that little tiny 5.56 millimeter hole. We've got 50 caliber holes that we can look for, or actually 45s, because I'm shooting sabot rounds today. And I'll include a little bit more of the information in the description below the video. You guys let me know. Are you interested in hearing more information about the tactical smoke pole from Trident Armory? Because I don't know, I think I've got a pretty good read on you, and I think the vast majority of you are probably going to want to hear a little bit more about it. But you tell me. Let me know in the comments below the video. Do you want to hear more on it? We'll go over it in detail, and we'll really ring this thing out, including some distance. We'll work on some distance because it's pretty capable. It's very surprising. Something I really like about it, imagine the gun grabbers, what's going on in their head when they see this. So you've got a rifle that looks like this. That's about as far as a lot of them get in the thought process. It looks like this, it must be bad. This is as close to what our founding fathers had in their hand at the time of the signing of the Declaration as almost anything on the market. And immediately they look at this and say, no, that's disqualified. You can't have that. It is a single shot muzzle loader. I've actually seen the Giffords group made a mistake and told the truth here recently, and actually went on record on the news and were explaining that muzzle loaders, because they're not firearms, when you and I purchase them and follow the laws relating to purchasing muzzle loaders and doing it properly, because they're not considered firearms and we follow the law when we buy them, we are somehow exploiting a loophole. Don't I love how they use that terminology when the truth means following the law? Complying with the law means complying with the law, not exploiting a loophole. Exploiting a loophole is what happens when they pass a law, they intend to do something different than they tell us that they want it to do, and it doesn't work. Complying with the law is complying with the law, period. And they've actually said muzzle loaders are exploiting a loophole in the law because they're not treated like firearms. Really? That's because they're not firearms. Have you ever thought of that? Even this one that looks like a black rifle. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video. I'm going out back and doing some shopping. Hopefully I'm a little bit more successful than I've been the last few weeks. If you did, please click like, share us with your friends in your vast social media universe. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and make sure you hit notify. Visit us over on full30.com. They've got our back over there, and I want to give them all the support that I can, because when things go weird on one of these platforms, they're there for us. Check us out over on Patreon. I'll have the information over here, and again in the description below the video. And follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/guntestvids. That's where we talk a lot about the things that you see in these videos. Till next time, have fun and be safe. Oh, and happy shopping to you too. I love it.